Hi y'all, welcome to the Style Chronicles. Today I'm going to do a video on a set of bottles that I was sent. They are called Tommee Tippee baby bottles, and they are the Closer to Nature baby bottle sets. They are from the United Kingdom. There's a little UK flag. And it says on the box that they have been around for 50 years. They've received 50 years of expertise and the UK Super Brands, 50 years of expert baby care, and mother and baby awards, the Gold Award for the best baby bottle. And what I can tell you about these is initially, I mean, you can see how small and cute, they are before you even open the package. But as soon as I opened it, I thought, oh my gosh, this is the cutest little bottle ever. I mean, it's like a chubby, just cute little chubby bottle. And it's got the perfect little indentions here for your hand. When you, like if you're carrying baby and you're feeding baby, it's perfect. Does not hurt your hand. Now, I have a daughter, and with my daughter, I used a different bottle set. And I can tell you, that bottle set had 1,000,000 parts. And aside from the 1,000,000 parts, it was about this big around. So having to hold that and try to feed at the same time always, was a little awkward because it was just so thin in your palm, and this gives you something substantial to hold on to, and it's got little finger grooves that makes it a little bit more comfortable. It's also more comfortable when baby starts to feed themselves because there's somewhere for their little hands to grip onto. Now, what I can tell you about these bottles is they are still anti-colic. They're anti-colicky. They've got the little valve here so that when baby is sucking through here, any air bubbles or anything that is trapped inside this bottle come out through that little valve. They filter out through the valve so that that air does not end up in baby's stomach. Now that is the mark of an anti-colic bottle because that is very, very important to allow the air, to pass away from baby. The other thing is, this is a 5-ounce bottle. It comes in an 8-ounce, or I think a 9-ounce, which you will have to move up to eventually. This is going to be good for probably the first 6 months. And then, juice, water, whatever you need to put in here to give baby. Because eventually they do start taking 8 ounces or more, and so you will need to get the larger bottle, which is the same. It just has a bigger back, so a little chunkier back on the back. Now, thank you. Now, the other thing that I can tell you about these bottles is that, okay, honey, thank you. Okay. If you plan on breastfeeding simultaneously while bottle feeding, this is one of the greatest things that I like about the bottle. The fact that the nipple, this portion right here, is so large. Okay. A lot of other bottles have these little bitty, they're literally half the size of this. They're like this big around. And that does not give baby a whole lot to latch onto. Okay, when you breastfeed, baby has a substantial amount of nipple, this right here, and all the area around that to latch onto to feed. That's very, very important because a good latch is very, very important. And you want to follow through with that latch even when you're using the bottle. So this gives you the opportunity to kind of, do both. It gives you a substantial amount of nipple, which baby would get on the breast. And if you look at it, it even, it looks like a nipple and, like the area surrounding the nipple. And the feel of the silicone is actually, a lot, very skin-like. So I like how lifelike it is if you plan on feeding baby that way. The other thing is it allows you to get into or pull baby in closer to feed, which you would be doing if you were breastfeeding anyway. Your baby would be smushed up against your body. So you want, baby as close as you can get him with the bottle that can get in there and feed. So that's what I'm really, really liking about these bottles. They are BPA free, which everybody knows is one of the most important factors nowadays in bottles. You want glass, you want BPA free, you want things that are, not going to pass through plastics into your baby's system. So that's a very important factor too. And they do have it's an entire line. So they have the sterilizer, the microwave sterilizer, and they have the bottle warmer. as well as, what happened to the bottle brush? Go get me the brush. Oh, here it is. The bottle brush. This is their bottle brush. Now, I like lines that have their own bottle brush because they're made to clean those particular bottles. So they get in the nooks and crannies of those bottles, which is what you want to do. So I will show you how. This is just the handle portion that has the nipple cleaner. Whoops. It's got it right here. It's a little rubber tip, which is great because it's not going to scratch your nipples, and you just get it in there so you can clean. You can see how it fits and everything, you know, and that's it. Compared to these bottles that have 5 or 6 parts, and you've got to clean each part individually and get, you know, everything you can out of there so that baby's not getting anything dirty. That was one of my biggest factors in deciding what bottle to go with this baby, because my firstborn, I used a bottle system that had, every bottle had literally 5 or 6 parts that I needed to separate, clean individually, little, you know, straw you stick through there and it cleans it. It was crazy, 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 crazy hard trying to wash all of these bottles with all these parts and then dry them, put them back together and keep them, you know, always ready for baby's next bottle. Now, I literally had to make sure that I had at least 20 bottles around, just because I was lazy about washing them. I would use them, chunk them in the sink, wait till the end of the day to wash because it was just too much work to clean all these parts. So with this bottle, I'm excited because it's just 3 parts, well 4 if you count the top. 4 parts, easily cleanable. I mean, you can clean it super easy. It just assembles just as easy as it assembles. And see, that's all there is. You've got your nipple, and they come in the different, this one's, you know, stage 1, they come in the different flows. This one has the small hole, you know, for baby. Very, very soft. I mean, you could not really ask for a better, I've never felt a better nipple, if I had to say that. The plastic, or the silicone does feel very nice on this one. The collar, which there's nothing to it. I mean, easily cleanable. Here's the bottle brush. Just, you know, get in there, clean it. The actual bottle itself, this fits straight in there, cleans without, you know, any issues. Gets the very, very bottom. You can see that in there. And lastly, the cap. Just 4 simple things. Very, very easy to reassemble. You just pull the nipple through, make sure it gets around the collar like that, and that's it. So, those are the Tommee Tippee bottles. I hope for those of you who are looking for baby bottles, that gives you an idea as to a new bottle to try, or a brand that you really have not probably heard of yet, and maybe it gives you some insight into it. They are a wonderful brand. I really cannot say a negative thing about this bottle. I filled one of these with water and have been carrying it around with me for roughly a week now in my work bag. I do that because I don't like bottles that leak. Even if I have liquid in it, I don't want them to leak. This one did not do anything. I mean, I carried it around like that literally for a week with some water in it, and nothing in my bag was wet. So that I'm excited about because that's very, like I said, very important to me. You just want to be able, you know, to feed baby easily, and this is, the system makes it, you know, uncomplicates it, makes it easy and nice and just so, you know, comfortable. So, like I said, they are the Tommee Tippee brand of bottles. And it's just, you know, promotes a more natural feed, gives baby something substantial to latch onto. And they are anti-colic, which is very important when you are feeding baby. And then they're just, you know, they're shaped nicely. And they are BPA and phthalate free also. I forgot to mention that. They are phthalate free. So those are the plastics that you worry about and that you don't want to feed your baby from, because they may leak into what is going into your baby's body. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.